Okay, let's dive right into this. We're going to explore what actually happens inside your body when you eat just one single meal a day. And look, this isn't just another diet trend. It's a fascinating and pretty intense physiological stress test. We're going to break down the science behind what's called the one meal a day protocol, or OMAD for short.
So let's just start with a simple question for you. Could you actually do it? I mean, really, could you pack all of your eating into one single hour and then fast for the other 23? It sounds extreme, right? Well, that's because it is, and the biology that goes along with it is just as extreme.
The protocol itself is incredibly simple on paper, but its effects are anything but. It's often called a 23-1 schedule. So for 23 straight hours, your body is in a fasted state, no calories. Then, boom, you get a 1-hour window to refuel for the entire next day. So the big question is, what on earth is happening during that really long fast?
First up, let's talk about one of the biggest concerns for most people: muscle versus fat. When your body is deprived of calories for 23 hours, it has to make some really critical decisions about what to burn for energy, and maybe more importantly, what to protect at all costs. It basically kicks off this massive internal remodel.
Now, what's so fascinating here is that your body has this amazing built-in defense system. To stop itself from just burning through all your hard-earned muscle, it hits a big red button that floods your system with growth hormone. We're talking massive spikes here. And GH essentially puts up a giant do not touch sign on your muscle and points directly at your body fat, saying, go burn that instead. It's a seriously powerful hormonal shield.
A brilliant way someone described this process is that it's like trying to renovate a house while the people are still living inside. I mean, think about it. Your body is in this huge energy deficit, yet it's simultaneously trying to tear down old, damaged protein structures and build new ones, all while you're going about your day. It is a super high-stress, high-stakes construction project going on inside you.
And this is where we get to the real conflict, the big trade-off. On one hand, you've got this incredible hormonal protection from the growth hormone. That's the pro. But the con is a huge logistical challenge. All the raw materials for that renovation, we're talking all of your daily protein, have to be delivered in that tiny 1-hour window. If you miss that target, you risk your body breaking down muscle anyway.
All right, let's switch gears and move to your cardiovascular system. Now, if you think of your veins and arteries as the body's plumbing, OMAD can act like a professional deep cleaning service for all those pipes.
Over time, things like chronic inflammation can act like gunk and corrosion inside that plumbing network. It makes our arteries stiff, less flexible, and clogged up. But that long 23-hour fasting window can dramatically lower inflammation, which in turn improves your insulin sensitivity and basically helps clear out the whole system.
This brings us to another really crucial trade-off. The big pro is a major improvement in your vascular health. You get better blood flow, lower inflammatory markers. That's awesome. But the con is very real. Fasting for 23 hours straight demands that your adrenal glands pump out the stress hormone cortisol, and if you stack that on top of other big stressors, like, say, really intense exercise, you risk pushing your body into a chronic fight-or-flight mode.
Okay, but what about energy? I mean, how do you even function for 23 hours without any food coming in? Well, your body is forced to do something incredible. It upgrades its internal engines. It literally starts building new power plants at the cellular level.
The fancy scientific name for this is mitochondrial biogenesis. Basically, when your body is starved of its usual easy fuel, that's glucose, it flips a switch that starts building brand new, more efficient mitochondria. These are the tiny power plants inside your cells, and this upgrade makes them incredibly good at burning fat for fuel.
Now, for endurance athletes, this has a really cool consequence. It can help you overcome bonking. Hitting the wall? That feeling happens when your quick access sugar stores, your glycogen, just completely run out. But a body that's adapted to OMAD doesn't panic. It's already an expert at tapping into that massive, almost limitless supply of energy stored in body fat.
So, what's the catch with this new energy system? Well, the pro is you get this incredible metabolic flexibility, which is amazing for long, steady, lower-intensity activities. But the con, those high-intensity, explosive efforts, the ones that need glucose right now, they're probably going to take a big hit. Your glycogen tanks are pretty much running on empty during that 23-hour fast.
All right, let's get to our final big biological process, the cellular cleanup crew. That long fasting window triggers a process that's often compared to a self-cleaning oven, which sounds great, but this deep clean comes with its own hidden risks.
The process is called autophagy. You can think of it as your body's built-in recycling program. During the fast, your cells go into full-on housekeeping mode. They actively hunt down their own old, damaged, junky parts and literally consume them to be recycled into new, useful components.
And that self-cleaning oven analogy is just perfect. Autophagy isn't just happening in one little area. It's a systemic, body-wide cleanup. It's clearing out gunk, damaged proteins, inflammatory waste from everywhere, including your connective tissues and your joints. It is a deep, internal refresh.
But, and this is a big but, this amazing deep clean comes with a very serious risk: micronutrient gaps. It is incredibly difficult to cram all of your essential vitamins and minerals, especially things like calcium and vitamin D, into one single meal. And over the long term, that could pose a very real threat to things like your bone density.
So, with all these high-stakes pros and cons, how could anyone possibly do this safely? Well, this isn't a casual diet you just try out for a week. If you're going to attempt this protocol, there are some strict, absolutely non-negotiable rules you have to follow to even begin to manage the risks. There are 3 big ones. Number 1, aggressive hydration. You lose more water when you fast, so you have to be constantly drinking water, black coffee, or plain tea. Number 2, electrolytes. You must supplement with sodium, magnesium, and potassium. If you don't, you're going to feel awful, fatigue, cramps, the works. And number 3, meticulous refeeding. That one meal cannot be junk. It has to be perfectly planned to hit your protein goals and fill in all those dangerous micronutrient gaps we just talked about.
And really, that brings us right back to where we started. OMAD isn't just a way of eating. It is a profound physiological stress test. It pushes every single system in your body right to its adaptive limits. The potential benefits? They can be remarkable, but the risks are just as significant. So the real final question is your body ready for the exam?